The first rays of sunlight hit the garden, and a quiet excitement fills the air. There's a unique satisfaction in walking among rows of thriving tomato plants, each branch heavy with fruit ripening into brilliant shades of red, yellow, and orange. This isn't just a harvest, it's the culmination of months of care, patience, and countless small decisions that determine whether a tomato will flourish or fade. Every leaf, every stem, every tiny blossom that once seemed insignificant has now transformed into a story of growth and resilience. It's more than gardening, it's a lesson in dedication, a reminder of nature's quiet rewards, and a glimpse of the joy that comes from nurturing life with your own hands. As I move through the garden, hands brushing against the broad green leaves, there's an almost electric anticipation in reaching for the first plump tomato of the season. That moment, when the fruit feels firm yet tender in your grasp, is pure satisfaction. The color, the aroma, the slight resistance as it detaches from the vine, all these details make the harvest feel like a ritual, one that connects us to generations of gardeners who have felt the same simple thrill. You realize that each tomato carries not only the sunlight and water it absorbed but also the energy of care poured into it, a silent testament to patience and nurture. Harvesting isn't just about picking the fruit, it's about timing. Tomatoes left on the vine too long can split, while picking them too early sacrifices flavor. Learning this delicate balance has been a journey of trial and error, a dance with nature that teaches respect for its rhythms. Some mornings, the tomatoes glisten with dew, cool and heavy with water, making each selection feel like a small treasure hunt. Others, the warm afternoon sun intensifies their sweetness, and picking them becomes a celebration of perfection achieved. Every tomato, whether small and jewel-like or large and bold, tells a story of growth, resilience, and the unpredictable magic of the garden. There's also a meditative quality to this process. Reaching carefully into the tangle of vines, inspecting leaves for pests, choosing which fruit is ready, these actions slow down time. The garden becomes a sanctuary where worries fade, replaced by focus and gratitude. You notice the subtle differences between varieties. Some heirlooms with ribbed, sun-kissed exteriors, others smooth and glossy, bursting with color. Each plant seems to have its own personality, its own rhythm of ripening, and engaging with them teaches not just horticulture but mindfulness, observation, and patience. There's an emotional connection here, a bond between gardener and plant that grows stronger with each passing season. As the harvest continues, the garden transforms into a kaleidoscope of colors. Bright reds contrast with the rich green leaves, and the occasional golden or purple variety adds a painterly touch. There's a tangible sense of abundance that feels almost luxurious, yet it is earned. Every tomato harvested represents hours of watering, pruning, fertilizing, and sometimes even the anxiety of worrying whether a sudden storm or unexpected pest might destroy it all. The emotional payoff, however, is profound. There's pride in knowing that these fruits are not just beautiful, but alive with flavor and nutrients, fruits that will nourish meals, spark joy in friends and family, and embody the rewards of persistence. Picking the tomatoes carefully, I notice subtle imperfections, tiny scars or uneven shapes, and yet, these don't detract from their beauty. They are authentic, evidence of the challenges faced and overcome, reminders that perfection is not the goal, but growth and resilience are. Sometimes, a tomato's deep crimson hue conceals a sweetness that surprises the taste buds. Sometimes, a smaller, overlooked fruit becomes the season's juiciest gem. This unpredictability mirrors life itself, showing that patience, attention, and care yield the most delightful surprises when least expected. Beyond the immediate joy, the harvest is also a lesson in sustainability and self-sufficiency. Growing your own food, seeing it thrive, and bringing it to the table instills a sense of accomplishment that supermarket purchases can never replicate. There's an awareness that every bite is connected to the soil, the sun, and your own hands. Sharing this harvest amplifies the joy, whether it's gifting a basket to a neighbor, creating a vibrant salad, or simmering a homemade sauce. Each tomato becomes a bridge between the garden and the wider world, carrying with it a story of labor, love, and connection. Even the act of sorting the harvest evokes emotion. Separating the fully ripe from the just budding fruits, deciding which are perfect for eating now and which to store for later, creates a rhythm of anticipation. The colors, textures, and fragrances combine into an immersive sensory experience. There's the gentle thud of a tomato landing in the basket, the subtle scent of sun-warmed fruit, the occasional brush of a leaf against skin. These moments linger, turning routine harvesting into an almost sacred act, where every movement is deliberate and every tomato appreciated. As the day progresses, the garden yields its bounty, and I pause to marvel at the sheer abundance. What began as tiny seeds planted months ago has grown into a living tapestry of life, bursting with color, flavor, and promise. This harvest isn't simply about food. It's about witnessing transformation, understanding cycles, and celebrating the beauty in nurturing growth. Holding a freshly picked tomato in hand, the warmth of the sun still clinging to it, evokes a profound sense of gratitude. Gratitude for the earth, for the time invested, and for the simple pleasures that nature offers so generously. Finally, there's the anticipation of enjoying the fruits of labor. Slicing into a ripe tomato, the juice spilling onto the cutting board, releases a fragrance so vibrant it's almost intoxicating. The first taste is an explosion of flavor, sunlight, and satisfaction, proof that the care and patience invested in the garden have not only produced nourishment but also joy. These tomatoes carry more than nutrients. They carry memories, experiences, and the subtle thrill of accomplishment. And as the harvest basket empties and the sun dips lower, there's a deep, quiet contentment in knowing that this cycle of growth, care, and reward will continue, season after season.